So I tend to gravitate more towards the whole child approach to education. I think it's super important to take into account all the things that are going on at home and their personality and how that kind of impacts them being in the classroom. So I really try to check in with them throughout the day if they're acting out, is something going on, instead of being quick to jump to a consequence or a reaction, I guess. So that's kind of where I stand for it, and I do notice that the more that you're getting to know them as a person, kind of the better that they perform academically too. So they kind of go hand in hand. My grandma was a 4th grade teacher. I'm currently a 4th grade teacher. I grew up taking care of my younger siblings, and I had a lot of younger cousins that I would always be interacting with and babysitting. So that kind of shaped my working as a high schooler into working with kids and volunteering with kids. So I decided that I wanted to work with kids, and education was kind of the best route and a skill set that I already had. I am kind of quiet, when I'm walking around or even with my colleagues, but then I'm also super dorky and I love to be funny, and I like to use puns and things like that. Today we were talking about Antarctica and nonfiction, and I'm like, wow, so many interesting facts. How cool is that? Waiting for a response from them. They didn't really like that. They were like, oh my gosh. But that's kind of my style of teaching. I try to incorporate some humor. I try to have enthusiasm for things, even if I have to fake it a little bit. I know when I was a kid, math was something I dreaded. So when I teach math, I'm like, we're doing fractions today, and we're gonna get pumped up, even if it's a little bit over the top. That's kind of how I like to get them into it. And then understanding them as a person and taking time to build community kind of goes into my style of teaching too. I try to be pretty calm, consistent but calm, and I think all those things together is kind of unique for them to have. Every teacher is different, but so far it's worked out. The motivating students is always challenging, which kind of goes hand in hand with behavior. Motivating them to try and to care about things has been challenging, especially kind of the last couple of years has been more challenging. Convincing them, okay, we're gonna pay attention, we're gonna turn our work in. I think that's a big challenge because you assume that they will inherently do that, and it does take some motivation on the teacher's behalf. We joke around all the time, so I think there's always funny moments, but I keep thinking of a time, it was a couple of years ago when we were doing hybrid instruction. We had just been at school Monday and Tuesday, and now we were at home on Wednesday. I had just logged off of Zoom, and I started to hear voices in my house, and I got so scared. I do scare easily, but I got so scared. And then it started up again, and I realized it sounded kind of robotic. I was like, okay, we don't have a home invasion, it's okay. And I found the noise, and it was coming from my mudroom washing machine area. It's like, okay, it's one of the machines. It's, it's fine. So I go about my day. My husband comes home, and he's like, why is there voices going on from the laundry room? And I said, I think maybe the washing machine. He's like, it's saying low battery. I'm like, the washing machine is not low battery. What's going on? And so we walk back into the laundry room, realize it's not a person invading my house, and my walkie-talkie from recess was blinking red from my coat pocket, and I hadn't realized that. So I felt ridiculous that I thought my washing machine was talking to me. And of course I went back to school the next day, and I said, I need a new job. We're making a job where somebody grabs my walkie-talkie after recess, they turn it off, and they put it in the charging port, because I am thinking that I'm hearing voices in my house and that my washing machine is talking to me. So I just think that is so funny. My husband thought it was funny, the kids thought it was hilarious. Scary to funny.